Hi, this is Lady Lex UK and this is a Dreams Tools tutorial. Today we are going through this tool section here and we've got to this one. This is the tweak option. Now you may be familiar with opening up tweak menus from using the shortcut on your DS4, and to do that it's L1 and square. So if I press L1 and square over these objects, you'll see it's opening up the tweak menus. The tweak menus are the properties of the sculpts that you've made, and it allows you to change the properties to anything you want. So you can make it more shiny like this. Let me see. So we can make it shiny and metallic. You can change the color of it like this. And that's what it's for. It's for changing the tweaking your objects. It's a well-named menu. Anyway, so that's what it does. L1 and square. It can be difficult sometimes to select things that are near other objects, especially painting sculpts. So if you've got a bit of a painting thing here, there we go, I've just opened it up. If I try to do it here, let me just close that one off. I'm trying to select it. It's really difficult. It's selecting the cone. I don't want it to select the cone. I want it to select the painting. Sometimes it can be really difficult to do that. There we go, just managed it there. But that's using the shortcut. You can also do it on the puppet like that, and you get the puppet tweak menu up. You can do it on the microchip, and that will give you an option for changing the icon and the color of the chip, like so. You can do it on your gadgets. That will open up your gadgets so that you can change their attributes in there like that. So that's the shortcut. Now if you were to use this instead of using the shortcut, this is changing the R2 button. So at the moment the R2 button, if I was selecting an object with the R2 button, it allows me to put it on my imp and I can move it around. That's what it does. If I put it on the tweak menu, now it's opening up the tweak menu just as we saw with the shortcut, and you can press it again to get rid of it. So there we go, microchip, text displayer, force applier. So it's opening up the tweak menus. There's the puppet. Put it on the puppet again, it's gone. The tweak menus of all of these objects with the R2 button. And that's it. That's all it does. One other little tip about tweak menus: when you've got lots of objects together, you've opened up a lot of tweak menus. It might not be very obvious because they all look very, very similar which one you've got open, which is why it's a really good idea to name your tweak menus so that you know which object you're actually looking at. And you can use this name here in your coding, so you can reference with the coding that object. So for example, if I go for trigger zone, we've got an option label. At the moment it's finding everything. As you can see, everything's flashing on and off. But if I push down on the D-pad, you see it is selecting all of my objects that I've named, all of these tweak menus that I've named. So cylinder, I choose cylinder. So now this trigger zone is now going to be active. You can see if the cylinder is in, or the trigger is over the cylinder. You see, going black and white like that. So it's useful for that purposes, but it is absolutely useful for identifying which tweak menu you've got open, because it's not obvious because they look identical. Right, that's the tweak menu, and because it's a really short one, let's go on to the next tool. And the next tool is the delete button. Now it's one of these buttons that you are almost certainly never going to use, because exactly the same as the tweak menu button, there is a shortcut, and the shortcut to delete objects in Dreams is one button press. It's the triangle. So if I hover over the cylinder and press triangle, it's gone. That cube, it's gone. I can undo it with the left D-pad, but to delete an object or to delete a gadget, the puppet, everything like that, you just press triangle. If you select this, then it's R2 to do the same thing. So I think it is highly unlikely that you're going to use this tool ever, because the shortcut, that triangle, is just as easy, and you haven't got that added step in having to select the little trash can here in order to use it. So I think this is one of those tools that's there, but you're never going to touch it. Right, the last tool we're going to look at today is the hide tool, and this tool is useful for sculpting and painting. It's an aid for that because it allows you to hide objects from in front of things that you want to sculpt or paint, and so you can concentrate on just the object that you're wanting to deal with, and you don't have anything in the way. So here we have our objects all muddled up together, and we've got some painting here, we've got this cone and this cylinder and this cube. What if I wanted to do something with this cube? There's lots of stuff in the way. I wanted a straight line cut into the cube across there like that, and this stuff is really in the way. It's going to make it very difficult for me to do that. So we click on the hide option, this little closed eye, and I have the option to individually hide objects. So if I go R2 on the object, it will go this sort of greeny yellow colour. So let's just do it on the painting there and the cone, and then I press circle and they've gone. Now don't panic, they haven't been deleted, they're just hidden from you in assembly mode. If I was to go into play mode, you can see they are still there. Everything is exactly as it was. Go back into assembly mode and you can only see the cube. But this allows us to then scope into the cube. Let's say I want to draw my line across. Whoops, let's put it in smear mode. That. I'm not doing this particularly well, but yeah, there we go. That's how I wanted to do that. Okay, so now I've done that. You go back into tool mode. I want everything to come back, so I press on the tool, and as you can see over here, you've got this unhide all. It tells you how many objects you've got hidden currently, and you can just unhide them, and there we're back. And now you can see I've sculpted into this at the back of these objects without any problem at all. What it's really useful for is for things like snap to surface with the paint. So if I just move my cube, my cylinder over here, and my cone, if I was painting this cylinder, let's say I had paint mode on and I got surface snap on, and I wanted to paint this cylinder. Once it gets to the cone, we're now painting on the cone, and as you can see, if I just zoom in there, you see it's come off the surface of my cylinder and gone onto the cone. I don't want that. I want this stripe to go around the cylinder only and not touch the cone. So I can move the cone out of the way, but if you've made something, it might not be optional to move the cone out of the way. You might want it still there, so because it might be difficult to get it back again. You don't want to start dismantling your sculpt. So we're now going to go into hide mode. I'm just going to hide the cone, and then we go into our paint mode, surface snap, and now I can paint underneath where that cone is without any problems at all. And it's surface snapping to my cylinder, and then back into here, back onto hide, and then press the unhide all, press the circle, and there we go. And then it's painted it underneath, which is ideal. There we go. So that's what the hide tool's for. It's extremely handy. I recommended it to somebody who had lots of puppets that were following a possessed, recorded puppet, and they were getting in the way. I said just put hide on them. They're still going to run around, but you won't see them. So things like that, you could use it for that. And that's it. That's the tools today. Hope that was useful for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in your dreams.